Okay, back to basic. Welcome to week 7. Week 7, we'll be discussing waltz, focus on waltz, the contemporary American waltz. If we have time, we'll touch on Viennese waltz, which is a different count. But when I talk about the contemporary American waltz, I'm using the straight 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I was learning this years and years ago, at least with my mentor, Jim McDonald, it was always called out only as 3. Okay? So that's why I got trained to counting 1, 2, 3, repeat 1, 2, 3. But in all the choreography I found out, it's always 7 or 6. And that's why it's figured as 12, 24. I don't think there's a waltz 36, but 48. You double it. 12, 24, 48, and so on and so forth. So that's why I figured, okay, it has to be discussed always in the context of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be your count. When I was learning, I'm sharing it with you also, it depends on the choreography, but mostly it starts on the left. I observed that already. There are a few that start on the right, but all you need to do is the same principle of what we're doing in previous classes when I say alternate, right? It's going to be left, right, right. That's the easiest way to address the rhythmic execution of waltz. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, left, right. Notice that there is really no hold. It's like a straight 6, okay? So that would be like a set. So that's the other one clue. If obviously a choreography starts on the right, then reverse it. Right, left. But it's always alternating. That's how I figured, oh, that's how I can handle waltz. And the simple waltz pattern that I have started with, which we will use later, is obviously forward and back, this one, right, left, right direction. Okay, so north, southwest, east direction. Or it could be an angle. This is really more for styling. Okay, so it's either you go straight or you go this way. So you angle now. But to me, that's still cross pattern angle. But we will discuss that later if you angle your body. So that will be the direction. It can also be what they call box waltz, which we will try to execute again a box. But it's not a rumba. Okay? So that means we need to execute 6 count to go on a square. It could be starting on my right, or it's going to be starting on my left. Okay, so that's kind of what we call a box waltz. We will discuss that later also. What else? Okay, the most common, when I was starting to learn this, is called twinkle. So twinkle is always going to be 1 twinkle right and 1 twinkle left. Again, I will show that to you later. Twinkle is simply being called by other instructors as a crossover. You cross, right? You cross like that. So you always execute a crossing pattern. Okay, the foot cross in front. Let's see. Is there something at the back? Yes, because there's a dance that in fact, I choreograph open arms that goes back, right? Which is what they call sailor shuttle. Sailor waltz. Why sailor is because you're going back. It's like a reverse of the twinkle, but they call it sailor. Why sailor is because drunken sailor on a ship. Like a drunk. At the end of the body. So that we will just discuss that later. So that's why, as I said, it can be crossed over in front, or at the back, it becomes a different name, okay, for a sailor and waltz. I think that's the best common direction. If we end up learning something add on, then I will add on to that discussion of waltz. Okay, so that's what we're going to work on. for this workshop day. I've also chosen a music that brought me back to 20 years ago. That's why it's Under the Bridges. Okay? You'll enjoy that because for some reason I have to find my dance step to that 20 years ago. And I just want to later on compare what we'll be executing today versus what I did 20 years ago with Under the Bridges of Paris. Paris, I think I pronounced. Okay, so that's our workshop music to use, and that's it. Time to do the actual hands-on.